Rockets out of the locker room. They'd come out at halftime, do a little amp. 64-55 was the score at halftime of game number 1, but a trend that's continuing is the front court scoring, as the first illegal defense calls. In game 1, the front court of Houston outscored Portland 60-25. That's the starting front court. And tonight, it is 33-22. Illegal D was on Clyde Drexler, got no man's land. Dudley comes out to meet Olajuwon. He gets the starting nod. Shot clock inside of 10. Dudley trying to put a body on Olajuwon, shaking and making, and it won't go.
That was a good challenge. He got up. He actually made a miss.
Strickland 4.5 rebounds a game, triggering that fast break. That's exactly what Portland wants to do, is run a little bit.
See now Rudy tees upset. Balls rebounded below the dotted line. Layup at the other end. That's not the way to start the half, guys. That's what he's saying. He's not saying it. He's thinking it.
Oh, yeah. Olajuwon, no place to go, but that high archer finds the cord.
See how he changes his arch?
Olajuwon played 43 minutes in game 1 as Dudley launches the 17, goes about 15. Olajuwon has Drexler to beat. Nice dish. Oh, yeah, but Hakeem can't get it to go, but they're going to call it goaltending. Give it to Hakeem Olajuwon.
See, Chris Dudley comes into the game. He does a great defensive job on Hakeem at one end, and then at the other end, takes a bad shot. It ends up in a nice, easy basket for Hakeem. Chris comes and complicates the issue by goaltending.
Lead is 12. Hakeem 19 first half minutes. Portland does not want to get down 0-2 in this series. They are been 0-2 4 times in the playoffs. They have won only once. 16,000 plus at the Summit in Houston, Texas. We have 10-16 remaining to be played in the third. Dick Versace and Ron Thulin enjoying a game that has the Rockets on top by 12, 61-49. That last foul, by the way, was on Robert Horry. That is number 3 on Horry. Strickland gives it up to Robinson. Buries the jumper from the outside. Clifford with 18 in the ball game. The Rockets set a franchise record for wins, 58 this year. Thorpe, that'll be an offensive foul. He lowered that right shoulder. Buck Williams added a little run for effect.
You know, as good a player as Otis Thorpe is, he's not fluid in his post-up moves. He doesn't have a great variety of post-up moves. And one of the things I think that bothers him down inside, makes him kind of a shaky post-up player, are those big hands. He doesn't exactly know what he wants to do. He cups it too long, holds on to the ball way too long.
Blazers have won only 2 of 16 series in which they've lost game 1. Cliff Robinson now comes up gingerly on his right ankle. But he does have 20. That is his season average. The lead is down to 8. Thorpe on Dudley. Olajuwon from the easy 17.
See, that was interesting. Thorpe makes the penetration, dishes the ball out to Hakeem, and then just starts running to the other end. He knew the shot was in.
Kenny Smith stripping Rod Strickland. The baseball bullet pass. Smith is only joined by 2 other white jerseys, but he buries the 3. His second of the ball game. That is 6 points for Kenny Smith. He was 2 of 4 from the arc in game 1. Drexler short. Everything has been short tonight for Drexler. Touchdown, Houston.
Yeah, Rick Edelman's got to take the timeout now. He's way down in this early part of the second half. He's got to regroup.
The NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Chef
Strickland. That's his man. And that's what happens. Hey, guys, match up. Now watch the Houston Rockets version of Warren Moon. How about that, Ron Thulin? On the money. That's not easy to throw
6.
that pass.
Let's kick the extra point and move on. Strickland, the penetration. We haven't seen that in the third quarter. That is the first time he's taken it inside. One thing Rick Adelman was really afraid of if this team got down, he said they sometimes get into a place where it's one shot, one pass, and one shot. He said they are not consistently able to play 48 minutes of basketball. Maxwell almost passed it to himself. Here comes Robinson. He has Strickland on the right. Robinson uses his body on Olajuwon. What a play, Rod Strickland.
That was a terrific play. He just kind of went in there and banged and got the little space he needed, and it made a very difficult shot.
Down to 9. Olajuwon toes the line. The 3 is short. Dudley. 7:35. Hakeem goes, I hit one, coach. Drexler, baseline jumper.
The reason we're laughing is because Rudy D looks at Hakeem and says, what are you doing?
But you don't say that to him. Go ahead, Hakeem, no problemo. 3 of 9. Drexler out from the outside as the Blazers have put together a 6-0 run. Got the lead down to 9. Maxwell gets a step on Drexler, takes advantage of it with the left hand. Maxwell has 13 points, the majority on some type of drive or close-in shot. And he's doing a nice job making Drexler work on the offensive end.
Now, if you think Vernon Maxwell is not feeling well, let's take a look and see how he's feeling. You know, this is not a shot that you would get against New York. You wouldn't get it against the Indiana Pacers anymore either.
Now let's take a look at tonight's Chevrolet scoreboard. Game from this afternoon. The Knicks lead that series 2-0. Bulls lead that one 2-0. And Phoenix. Department of Redundancy Department.
You know, Ron, Portland's doing it again. They're kind of hanging around. They're not playing well. They're not getting back in transition. They're not matching up. They don't have a lot of energy. They've had some questionable shots, and they're still hanging around here. It's a 9-point game.
Nice defense. Cliff Robinson knocking the pass away, but the Rockets have it with 14 on the shot clock. Houston has not used their bench all that much this evening. Adelman has gone to his frequently. They've gotten only 8 points from their bench, all coming from Carl Herrera. Olajuwon. That's almost a gimme, but we have a reach in and a touch foul by Rod Strickland. His first.
Portland foul number 1, Rod Strickland, first personal foul.
Well, you got Rick Adelman searching for combinations to try to keep himself in this basketball game. He wants to give the same kind of a game he got in game 1 at the end. He wants that 2 or 3 possession game where he's got a chance to win it. On the other hand, Rudy Tomjanovich is saying, hey, I am going to use the rotation and keep it tight if I have to. I'm not going to worry about keeping Matt Bullard and Sam Cassell and Scott Brooks and the deep bench guys happy. I want to try to go up to Portland with 2 wins under my belt.
Crowd chanting MVP is Olajuwon, Defensive Player of the Year last year, first team All-NBA. Will probably add a few more awards this year. An 11-point Houston lead. Nice pass inside. Buck Williams with a little jelly roll. Doesn't get it. Dudley can't get the tip. Here come the Rockets. Inside of 6.5 the third. Olajuwon bumping up with Dudley. Backs his way in. Dudley gets a piece of the ball. Also gets a piece of Hakeem, who's already made 6 trips to the line. Rick Adelman doesn't like the call. It's Dudley's third.
Well, I thought Dudley played him pretty well that time. Let's take a look to see if indeed he got leather. He felt like he did. He got a little arm there, too.
Well, like Rudy T said today, that if the officiating was tight, he felt that would definitely help them as Hakeem gets the home court roll on that one. He is 6 of 7 now from the stripe. And Rick Adelman said they need to let us body up to Hakeem. And if they do call it tightly, he wants them to call it on the offensive end because Hakeem does throw the 7-foot, 255-pound frame around. The 8-footer by Strickland goes down.
Well, you know, he can get that shot anytime he wants. I mean, he's got unbelievable quickness. He can blow by anybody in the league. He's just got to get a little smarter. He's had a good year statistically. 9 assists a game for an 82-game season. That's impressive.
Well, the way Houston plays gives Portland a chance to penetrate. Houston has it, 10 on the shot clock. Here's with Drexler and Olajuwon, former teammates at the University of Houston, 2 Final Fours in '82 and '83. The big guys got the advantage all around. Of course, they lost in the Final Four in '83 to Jimmy B's North Carolina State team. Drexler, Strickland, that little shot again. That is a very difficult shot when you're trying to run. You don't have the backboard there.
Ron, that's the hardest shot in basketball. That little 3-foot shot is, you've got to have a tremendous touch to be able to make that shot.
I used to say Archie Bell in the drills, you'll tighten up right around here. Olajuwon in.
Yeah, but they're from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, they're from Houston, Texas.
We not only sing, we dance as good as we sing.
I was on Cliff Robinson is third. I thought I was the only one to do who those guys were. I'm impressed.
Olajuwon for Houston shooting 2.
He was here one game last year, as a matter of fact. Wouldn't recognize him?
I wish I would have been here.
Olajuwon.
Number 10, Sam Cassell, the Houston
Now
lineup.
7 of 9.
Kenny Smith.
Sam Cassell comes in. Kenny Smith will take a breather. For the second time, Hakeem has topped 30 points in the playoffs. And the lead 74-65 with 5:20 to go in the third. Corey tips it away as Robinson tips his eyes off it. Bad pass, Buck Williams.
He jumps up in the air to throw the pass.
Maxwell won't get it to go.
That's bad enough when your guards do that, but when your power forward does it, you're in deep trouble.
There's your foul, 22 by Drexler.
Drexler whistled for his first.
Team foul.
Rick Adelman, don't take that as a look of complacency. That's a look of frustration.
Well, you know, he is a very patient coach, and he's got a lot of wins under his belt, and I think the guy's really done a tremendous job. People don't realize that the ancillary problems, the side problems that you have when you coach a basketball team. You got to get the personalities together. You got to quiet the hidden agendas. You got to deal with, what the agents are saying to him. He's done a tremendous job. He really has.
15 for Maxwell. The lead is bumped up to 11. We have 5 minutes remaining in the third. Strickland goes in about 10 feet. Doesn't get it. But Williams with the putback. Williams with 8. The lead back down to 9.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that Portland's getting ready to make their move. They're slowly getting into the game. It's kind of the way they play.
You've got to be careful in the playoffs. You're hanging around. Nice double. Strickland ties up Hakeem Olajuwon. Nice job. That's really not a double, and that's what everybody was explaining to us today. It's more of a cover than it is a double.
Well, it's called help and recover. You help, but you recover to your own man. And that's pretty much what Rick Adelman wants. He doesn't want double teams because Olajuwon is so good at shooting over the double teams, splitting the double teams, and finding the open men on the perimeter. He'd rather have him just shoot the ball, help and recover by his defensive people.
With Robinson almost took it away from Morey, and then Maxwell gets into it with Drexler. Took one upside of his head. Thorpe. Olajuwon. Shot clock at 10. Thorpe working inside for the 2.
Nothing wrong with that post-up move. Nice little up and under move. Fake the middle, spun back to the baseline, up, fake, and under for a nice, easy shot.
Only 25 opponents Portland was able to keep under the century mark this year. That was the 6th worst in the NBA. Houston kept them under 51 times. They were 45 and 6 during that time. Strickland outside. Dudley trying to keep it alive. That'll be a loose ball foul.
Well, let's watch Otis Thorpe and those big meat cleavers he has for hands. He gets the ball in the post. He's working Buck Williams. See the up fake, the freezing of the defender, and then the under move. Nice finish as well. Good touch.
Well, the final 3:51. That was the 5th team foul on the Blazers, so that'll send Houston to the line as Dudley picks up his 4th personal foul. Look for things to get a little more physical now because Dudley's becoming more and more frustrated. Thorpe now 1 of 3 from the stripe, only 66% during the regular season. Looking at a player that does 3 things extremely well: running the court, executing the pick and roll, and one of the best screeners all around.
Not to mention the worst free throw shooter in the NBA. One of us was going to say it.
When you have that big of a hand, it makes it difficult. You see Shaquille O'Neal the way he shoots. It's like us trying to shoot a tennis ball from 15 feet. Whistle on a foul. That is on Olajuwon. Only his first. 3:37 left to be played in the third. 79-67 is our score. A 12-point lead by the Houston Rockets. Rod Strickland will go to the line. Strickland, the 6th-year pro out of DePaul, was a first-round pick back in '88 by the Knicks and was voted the team MVP this year by his teammates. Led him in all the categories, including assists, steals, and minutes. Dudley is going to have to go out. Mark Bryant comes back into the lineup.
I think Rod Strickland's best basketball is still ahead of him. I mean, he had some maturity problems when he was with New York and San Antonio. And he seems to be growing up and taking his profession rather seriously. And I think that you're going to see a tremendous next few years from Mr. Rod Strickland. 17 in the first game. He has 18 this evening.
Season high, or season average was 17. Olajuwon having his way underneath, drawing the whistle.
Well, again, single coverage. It's the strategy. They're staying with it. A variety of people on Olajuwon. Bryant's played him. Buck Williams has played him. Chris Dudley has played him. And he's wearing them all out. Oh, yeah. He's wearing everybody out.
He's got 3 on Bryant. With Robinson walking over to the foul line. Both come out laughing. Pressing the key. Gives us a break. Olajuwon is in the process, 32 points tonight, by the way, 7-10 from the line. The process of buying a old bank, going to turn it into a temple here in the Houston area. Very religious man. Gets up at 5:30 in the morning for his morning prayers. This is a man who averaged 41 minutes a ball game, and Rudy Tomjanovich is always concerned about his minutes. He always turns to him as his coach. I'm in shape. And he can say that in 6 different languages.
Well, he is an amazing basketball player, as well as an incredibly interesting person.
10 rebounds now for Thorpe. Horry sizing up Robinson. Cassell launches from the arc.
Oh, he wanted that. He wanted his first basket. He wanted it badly.
Sam Cassell only 1 of 5 in game 1, his first 3-pointer of the playoffs. Buck Williams inside. Bryant with the board. Pulls it back out, and he took one in the ear. Outside, Robinson. He drains the 3. Cliff only 13 during the regular season out of 53 attempts. Pulls Portland within 10. Olajuwon from behind. Strickland. We've got a timeout as the foul is on Strickland. His second. It's a 10-point Houston advantage. We'll be back.
Fourth quarter, because normally we're winning these kind of games in the fourth quarter. The close games, we always won those games, and now I see that even during the regular season, we lost a lot of close games. It's uncharacteristic of our basketball team. So tonight we need to get that confidence back and continue to play basketball and continue to be aggressive offensively. And I think we sort of lost that aggressiveness that we had in the fourth quarter.
Buck Williams, the 13th-year pro out of Maryland, 34 years old, a first-round pick back in '81 by New Jersey. It's something they've been concerned about.
It's just not that time of year, though. That's the thing I think that is kind of inscrutable. It's funny. It's mystifying. Why are you making these statements now? You might say that mid-season, you know, when you're talking about curing what you do in the fourth quarter. Hey, this is it. I mean,
that's right.
It's like the islands, Virgin Gorda, Nevis. You know, I mean, unless you can stay alive. And it's not easy to do. But they have done it. Now look at this bench. This is not a bench. These aren't the faces of people that are into it. I think this is a troubled team right now. And yet they are mystifying to the point that they can turn around and put together a hellacious 10 minutes of basketball.
That's a team that came in with a lot of questions coming into the playoffs. And those questions are not being really answered right now. Off the back of Maxwell, Olajuwon gives it up to Horry. Nearing the 2-minute mark, Rockets lead by 12. Cassell spots up for the 3. They want him to take it. Well, listen to the fans, Sam.
Well, he thought about it, see, Ron. Yeah. I mean, he shouldn't have thought about it.
Strickland, oh! the basket. Rod Strickland right into Hakeem Olajuwon. 20 points now for Rod Strickland as Olajuwon picks up his second. What a play by Rod Strickland.
Well, he's so amazingly quick. Now he just turns on the jets. He's got a good, strong finish through the body into Olajuwon. Got himself a little space. Got the ball up and finished.
And he doesn't get the roll, but Bryant is there. Oh, he misses the two-footer. Oh, that's a dagger in Rick Adelman's heart. He's going to cut it to 8. Olajuwon, the spin move, put that one in the books.
Well, there's no answer for that shot. The only way that you can block that shot or bother it is to try to block it from behind. And you better send somebody with size if you want to do that.
Everything Clyde Drexler has shot tonight has been a line drive, not an arc. He's 3 of 11. On the other end, some of these have been rainbows.
Well, let's dissect this shot. You see how he fades? Now, there's nobody in that area to challenge. The man that's playing him can't challenge because he creates space between the defender by fading. And at 6'11".
Buck Williams right on, Buck Williams right on the tailbone, and Olajuwon also in the collision. Buck now with 10. The lead is 10. Gallman didn't want so much stealing the ball from Houston. He wanted to contain him and keep Olajuwon off that left block, but he is parked there the last couple of trips down the court. Shot clock at 3. Cassell.
Oh, nice pass. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's why Rudy T likes him.
Oh, boy, he loved him ever since he first saw films from Florida State. Lead is 12 inside of a minute. Drexler trying to get something going. Olajuwon with the stuff. He had 6 blocks in game 1. Maxwell. Drexler has a lot of numbers if they hurry. It could be 3-on-1. To Porter, to the hole. Oh, he had Cliff Robinson underneath the basket, gave it up to Porter instead.
Well, normally the rule is if you have the choice between big and little, when you are the guy with the ball on the fast break, you go to big. Now watch, this starts it all. Great block, a lot of leather. Now the choice is to go big or little. He went little and ended up in not getting the basket. They were fortunate they got the foul there, although there wasn't a lot of contact.
A lot of contact. 4th foul on Horry. Terry Porter yet to score in this game, and he breaks that streak with his first free throw. Porter, 28 minutes in game 1, was 8 of 12 from the outside, including 4 of 5 from 3. Finished with 21 points, 5 rebounds. Williams comes out. Kersey comes in. Also, Harvey Grant comes into the lineup. Buck Williams sits down. Terry Porter, who tied an NBA playoff record for 4 3-pointers in a quarter. Second time for Terry Porter to do that, tied his own record. Started over 550 games at point guard for the Blazers over his career until replaced by Rod Strickland midway through this year.
Well, you know, they almost won an NBA championship with Terry Porter at point guard. They just couldn't get over the hump.
Out of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, coached by Dick Bennett, father of Tony Bennett, the Charlotte Hornets, who had a great run in the NCAA this year.
He's a tremendous basketball coach. He really is.
Nice move, Cassell. Herrera knocked it out off the Blazers' head. Rockets have it with 16.6 left in the quarter, and they lead it by 10. That's the way it was at intermission. Rick Adelman, that told it all, didn't it? The big breath and the shaking of the head.
A look is worth 1,000 words.
Final 10 of the quarter. Keene getting a break here as we close out the third. Cassell forces it inside to Thorpe. They may not get a shot off. Cassell tosses it up in the air with .3. 3/10 of a second, and Daryl Garrison's probably going to put another 2/10 back on. Let's see. If they do, they'll have a better shot at it.
Indeed, Ron. You're right on the button. Well, you can get a shot here easily. You can get a catch and shoot.
But you've got a great defensive team here. Brian lets it go, doesn't get it. He's played 36. Hakeem Olajuwon. What a night for the big guy tonight. 36 points, 14 of those coming in the third quarter as we head to the final 12. The Rockets lead it by 10. 12 minutes away from going up 2-0 in the best-of-5 series in round 1 of the Western Conference playoffs. They lead heading into the 4th and final quarter, 88-78. They played the Blazers even in that quarter at 31 apiece. One thing Rick Adelman did in Game 1, which was very effective, was the 3-guard offense. They haven't gone to it tonight, and this despite the fact Rick thought that they could be very successful.
Well, he told us that he thought that he would do it because they were so productive in Game 1. Those 3 guards produced 64 points. Right now, tonight, they've produced 32 points. Tonight, they're 11 for 26, but Terry Porter hasn't seen that much time.
Terry Porter in that first half played only 8 minutes. Played less than that in the third. Fourth quarter underway. Cassell, Thorpe, Pereira, Horry, and Maxwell in for the Rockets. Strickland, Grant, Kersey, Bryant, and Porter in for the Blazers. Rod Strickland with the block on Vernon Maxwell, and we have a whistle and a foul. Strickland with 24 blocks during the regular season. Maxwell has foul number 3 called on him. First in the fourth. Dangerous time if you're Rudy Tomjanovich. You talked about what happened to San Antonio yesterday. You've allowed Portland to stay in this ball game despite the fact they are not shooting the ball all that well. They are less than 50%. And they're being out-rebounded by Houston, but yet they find themselves down by 10. And it stays that way.
I agree with you. I would be a little worried right now if I was Rudy because my team hasn't put away Portland. Portland really hasn't done much. They haven't played with much energy. Drexler's having a subpar game. Cliff Robinson has stepped up, but that's about it.
Cassell inside, and the rookie drops down another 2. He has 5 for the ball game. A new playoff 5 for him. Strickland gives it up to Drexler. That's a 2. Or Grant. Harvey Grant from the outside. Grant now with 8 in the ball game, and the lead stays at 10. And Mario Ellie will come into the lineup for the Rockets. Horry on top, working on Grant. Stops, pulls the trigger, doesn't get it. Here comes Strickland out of the back. Portland wants to push it. Houston, nice job getting back defensively. Grant, same spot, doesn't get the same result. Maxwell,
look at Max get out.
What a play by Vernon Maxwell.
On a bad ankle. Tremendous effort.
17 for Maxwell, yet to hit a 3 tonight. Porter, nice ball fake. Short on the jumper.
Yeah, I should mention Rod Strickland's having an awful good night for Portland. He's kind of keeping his team in there.
Cassell stops, doesn't get the bounce. Here comes Strickland. Number 3 rebounding team in the NBA, Portland. There's Terry Porter, the nice follow through, and he buries it. Terry Porter for the other night, 110 on the regular season. The lead is 9. Houston 13 and 18 during the regular season when opponents broke the century mark. 36 and 6 when they scored over 100. Horry can't believe it. Kicks the advertising. We've got a timeout. 9-point Rocket lead with 9:15 left to be played. Touch point in the paint. Blazers and Rockets on their rebounding in Game 1. The offensive rebounds. Blazers owned it by 9 tonight. Rockets have it by 1, but in the fourth quarter in Game 1, Blazers had an 11-1 advantage in that category. Second chance points, Rockets lead it by 3.
Well, right now Portland is making a move, but not good enough because they're being challenged by, yes, that Sam Cassell off the bench saying, hey, I can play in the playoffs. Very shaky in Game 1, but not tonight. Great pass to Vernon Maxwell.
Well, the Blazers 9 and 26 when they trail at the end of 3 quarters of play. Portland's the type of team that beats you with players, not necessarily plays. Right now they need a player to step up. Strickland on top. A lot of time on the shot clock. Reads 14. Offensive spacing rather weak right now. Kersey takes the jumper, doesn't get it. Everybody bunched up right in the middle for Portland. 9-point Rocket lead inside of 8:45. Olajuwon owns property on that left block. Mario Elie for three.
They are so good at penetrating, running into heavy traffic, and then turning and finding open men on the perimeter. Not only are they good at it, they're unselfish in doing it.
Rick Adelman talks about the three from Houston being a dagger in the heart. Doubleheader coming your way Monday on TNT. We kick it off at 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Magic and the Pacers with Vern Lundquist and Hubie Brown. Pacers lead that series 2-0. They can wrap it up. And following that at 10:30, it'll be Seattle and Denver with the Sonics leading 2-0. Pete Van Weer and the Professor joined by Doug Collins. Rod Strickland tonight, already with 20 points. Take one more to add one more to that. Well, Kenny Smith comes in. Vernon Maxwell is going to take a seat. Max, no threes tonight, but he does have 17 points, which is 4 over his season average. Strickland thought it was short. It goes down. Maxwell, in fact, is 0 for 3 from the arc tonight. Lead back down to 10. Houston with the home court advantage the first 2 rounds. The last time they had that, the 86 year when they also went to the finals.
Well, this is exactly what Rudy T predicted would happen. He said, hey, look at what happened in Atlanta. There's going to be some very tight calls tonight, and that has been the case.
Well, Dudley picks up his 5th. He's going to stay in the lineup, as you said, do or die time. But Bryant is up off the bench. Porter's got a 3-on-2. Grant on the right. Nice hustle, Hakeem Olajuwon. What a hustle job by the big guy. Portland has it. Grant lets it fly over Smith, and he buries it. Harvey Grant. 10 points for Grant this evening. But what a hustle job by Hakeem Olajuwon. Elie knocks over Grant. That's going to be an offensive foul on Mario Elie, his first. You wonder why he got Defensive Player of the Year last year. How about a little bit of hustle? Watch this. Look where he is.
Oh, look at the distance he makes up. That's what's so amazing. Harvey Grant thought he was going to go in and shoot a layup, and all of a sudden here's a 7-foot blue dart coming by.
Now Harvey Grant is working the right elbow. First team Olajuwon got bumped to the left elbows. Got it all bandaged up now in the first half. Hamlin now. Shot clock inside of 10. Porter on Elie, or Grant on Elie. Turnaround, doesn't get it. Bryant turns, puts it up, no good. Only one black jersey underneath the hoop, and it's a guard in Rod Strickland.
See now, the difference between what Portland did right there when Mark Bryant got the ball in the lane was that he didn't really have a good shot. He's not a great scorer down there anyway. He had 2 black shirt teammates, Jerome Kersey and Terry Porter, both spotted up on the perimeter, wide open, and he takes the shot that he takes. They're lucky they maintain possession here. Houston, on the other hand, when they get in that situation,
technical foul on Kersey. He threw an elbow on Carl Herrera. Herrera was leaning on him. We saw the whole thing. Kersey just lifted up the elbow, gave him a quick whack with it as they were fighting for position, and quickly Daryl Garrison took control of it. Let's look at it.
Well, Jerome is posted up. Herrera, you're not supposed to put the hands on. I think that was the call, but I don't see what caused the technical.
The elbow.
This is supposed to be the NBA. No babies allowed. Let it play a little bit down there.
Smith gets the free throw. He has 7 points tonight. Another look at what transpired.
Let's see if we can see what caused the technical. Oh, a little shot. Oh, my gosh.
And the yell. And Daryl Garrison quickly with the tee.
And Jerome Kersey saying, hey, come on, let us play a little bit.
And now Daryl Garrison talking to Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell, making sure this game does not get out of hand. I think last night was a wake-up call for everybody.
I liked Isaiah's point at halftime. He said fans like to see players come out and compete. And there's going to be some of that when you compete hard. Obviously, the fighting's not good, but the competition's wonderful to watch. So I don't think you don't want to legislate this thing to the point where you don't have good aggressiveness.
We have that tonight. 96-87 is our score. Rockets lead it with 6:58 left to be played in the game. How about the Yakeem MVP? Robinson maybe next year, maybe next week. We'll find out. A couple of Eastern Conference headlines. Knicks, Bulls, and Pacers are all trying to sweep as the Nets, Cavs, and Magic trying to stay alive. The Heat and the Hawks, they move it down to Miami with it all tied at 1 game apiece after the melee last night in Atlanta. That's the most action Doug Edwards has seen all year for Atlanta, by the way. Probably a letter now. Suns and the Sonics jump out in front 2-0. Seattle goes for the sweep tomorrow night on TNT. And the Jazz and the Spurs tied up at 1 game apiece as David Robinson, day to day on the injured knee. I'm sure John Anderson, the trainer of San Antonio, working on that, trying to get him ready for game number 3 in Utah, where they've lost, where San Antonio's lost something like 22 of the last 23. Turnover. The running Rockets. Herrera gets a break, bounces it off the foot of a Blazer.
Yeah, I'm seeing this more and more and more. Guys penetrating, running out of things to do, jumping up in the air, and trying to find some place to pass the ball. Now, certain guys make that an art form, and they're very good at it. John Stockton, for one. But I'm seeing too many people do this.
Olajuwon, no place to go. Robinson now covering him. Bryant moves over to guard Herrera. Smith, Cassell from 19, a little short.
That's a tough shot. The reload shot with the dribble is a very tough shot.
Rudy Tomjanovich was pleased with his poise in game number 2. Grant lets it fly. Harvey Grant buries the jumper, his 12th point of the game.
He's got a 7-point game here.
Here they come again.
Hanging around. Hanging around.
They showed poise in game 1 as Maxwell hit 10 consecutive points. He's not in the game now. Oh my goodness.
They're going to keep going to Hakeem, and I think Rick Allen was thinking, hey, he will miss some. He's not missing very many, Ronnie.
38 points for Hakeem Olajuwon. He's moved his shooting percentage up to 50% for the game. Robinson battling Herrera, doing a nice defensive job. That is Herrera's strong point. They want Rod to shoot, the Rockets do. That's exactly what Rudy Tomjanovich wants him to do in the 4th quarter. They feel that Rod Strickland does not have the shot to win a ball game in the 4th. Now Bryant working on Olajuwon, pushing him a little bit farther out to Cassell, the cutter. Herrera being hounded. He's short.
Look at Cassell. Look at Cassell keep working.
He's got a little beef in him. He's not afraid to get in there. Clyde Drexler slips underneath everybody. Drexler, not a big night tonight. Only 11 points for Drexler, 6 here in the second half, but the lead is once again down to 7.
The Rudy T desperately wants to get Vernon Maxwell back in the game. He wants to get Otis Thorpe back in the game. He's got to go for the win here.
Ellie rejected by Harvey Grant, who's playing a wonderful game. Grant as Cassell goes down. Harvey Grant, what a game for Grant. 14 points. That's the Harvey Grant that started for Billy Tubbs at the University of Oklahoma, not the tentative one that has played for Portland this year. With 4:37 left to be played, it is a 5-point Rocket advantage. Rockets lead it by 5, 98-93. Their biggest lead was 15 at 53-38. The only Portland lead was at 4-2. And now the Portland Trailblazers is Turbo putting on this show. 2 balls at once. Portland could go for just 1, but Portland now, because of team foul situation, they have the ability to be very aggressive.
Well, you know, they've been waiting for the moment to make their move. We've been talking about it the whole game, and we've been saying that really Houston has been relying on the fact that they could just go to a team anytime they wanted, and it's been playing kind of lethargically, but fairly efficiently because of Hakeem. But now Portland finds himself with 3 fouls to give, 4 minutes and 35 seconds left. They can really step up the defense, play aggressive, not worry about fouling.
And now Rick Edelman goes back to his big lineup with Buck Williams coming back in. He's joined by Robinson and Dudley, who's checked back in. Herrera, the running jumper, won't go. Dudley pulls down the rebound with 4:14 left. 16,000 plus at the Summit, becoming a little restless. But it is defense that got Houston to where they are today. Robinson being tied up. Forces the ball to Strickland, the turnover. Smith to Maxwell. Good hustle, Rod Strickland. What a save!
Tremendous
Spectacular. To Drexler, to the hole. The jelly roll won't go. Oh, but what an effort by Rodney Strickland. It is a wasted opportunity. Olajuwon. Oh, you can't stop him.
I mean, I'm falling back in my chair, Ron Thulin. This guy's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
His 5th career 40-point playoff game for Hakeem Olajuwon. 40% of the offense. There's the defense that made Houston one of the best. Crowd standing, shot clock at 3. Nobody's even looking for the Blazers. They're not going to get it off. Listen to them.
Ball goes inside to Hakeem Olajuwon. Chris Dudley on. Rod Strickland, all ball, hanging on. Takes the ball, Strickland, and the whole gang, and puts it in. Take another look. Look how much ball Strickland has. Pulls right up through. That takes great strength to be able to do that.
The numbers on the two big former University of Houston Cougars, all Olajuwon tonight. Hakeem, 9 of 21 in the first half, 6 of 8 in the second. This is the loudest I have heard the Summit in probably 4 years. Unbelievable. Well, Blazers still 3 full timeouts. They've got 3 fouls to give. Rockets with 2 and 1. Inside of 3 minutes, the lead is back to 7. Portland had some golden opportunities, but they are still alive. A lot of time left, and when you have Drexler on the court, you have to be concerned. Nice look. Inside, Grant throws it away. Maxwell and Smith, joined by Thorpe to the hole.
Otis Thorpe might be the only man in the NBA that could have caught that blue darter, that thread the needle pass, that little 4-footer because of the juice on it, because of his great hands.
Buck Williams talked about the lack of confidence this team has in the fourth. Cliff Robinson, however, burying his second 3. He has 26. The lead is still 6. Rudy T talked about his team's poise in the fourth. Portland talked about their lack of confidence in the fourth. I'd have confidence if I had this guy, and we have a whistle and a foul, and that'll be on Cliff Robinson. That's 4 on Clifford.
That was one of those late whistles, but the foul was clearly there. You see Rudy Tomjanovich now checking out the scoreboard. It's 102-96. His team's on top. We're at the 2-minute mark. Now, this is the story of Game 1 at the 2-minute mark. The 2-minute management by Portland. That includes shot selection. That includes your effort defensively. That includes how you used your timeouts. That includes the unselfishness quotient was all absent. On the other hand, Houston had a fine finish in their 2-minute management. You watch how it unfolds tonight.
16 trips to the line for Hakeem Olajuwon. The Rockets are 8-2 in games decided by 3 or less. We had a sandwich double team with Thorpe and Maxwell making a Robinson sandwich. Thorpe whistled for his 3rd.
14 foul personal last 2 minutes. That was to Portland.
14 fouls on both clubs. An 8-point advantage. Next one will go to the line. Portland with 3 full timeouts and a 20. Houston with 2 and a 20. Either team has a foul. Oh, Olajuwon! 6 in game 1. Drexler with the steal. The no-looker as Maxwell commits the foul.
Well, how uncharacteristic of Hakeem Olajuwon. Basically been brilliant all night. And then in the last minute and a half of this game makes an unbelievably poor decision. That's not a bad decision right there. That's what Rick Adelman said all along. He just takes away our inside game. Take another look at it.
Well, Rick Adelman's team now at the line to shoot 1 plus the penalty. They trail by 8. Still an eternity left at 1:27. Drexler now 4 of 5 from the stripe, only 12 points in this ballgame. Bob Lorenz is standing by in Atlanta with Inside the NBA. That'll be coming your way next. Immediately following, I'm sure Bob's going to have everything about the NBA today. Team telling Clyde to hurry up and get up and shoot. Drexler 13 points. The lead is 6, 1:25 left. Little pressure, double team. Grant helping out on Robinson. Kenny Smith has to call a timeout. He wants a 20 with 1:19 left and 16 on the shot clock. Now the key is, I think Houston has to realize they only have 2 seconds to get it across the timeline or it'll be a violation. They've got to be careful right now.
That's why you really don't want that late timeout in the backcourt. But hey, Kenny Smith thought he was in trouble. That's what a good guard does. What you try to do is you try to save. I always used to try to save a couple of timeouts for late game situations. I don't usually like the players to call a timeout. I like to call it myself. But during the last minute or two of a game, I release that responsibility to them and say, hey, I always save one for you so that if you're in trouble, you can use it.
Well, they use the 20, and Thorpe will trigger the inbounds pass. Rudy T sending everybody down the far end of the court. They'll take the ball out just to the far left of the Houston Rocket bench. They're going to try to just get it across with one pass, and they do. Too easy. Too easy. No pressure, but Strickland picks the pocket of Smith to the hole. Oh, boy! Oh, have mercy! Oh, baby! Oh, I love this game.
Well, you want blocks? I'll give you blocks. You want points? I'll give you points. You want defense? I'll give you that. You want leadership? You want inspiration? I'll give it all to you. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, the Orkin man swapped that pest away. Robinson for 3. Ill-advised shot. Loose ball foul. Buck Williams. Houston again, the second game in a row showing a great deal of poise. The final 120 seconds.
Well, Strickland thinks he's home free. You're never home free with this guy around. That's about as legit as it gets.
6 blocks for the second game in a row for Hakeem Olajuwon. 42 points, but he only has 8 rebounds. He's just not doing the job on the boards tonight. He's talking to him. 17 trips to the stripe tonight for Hakeem. He has made 12 of them. This is a Blazer team that will have to go back to the Coliseum in Portland, probably trailing 2 games to none. What a series for Hakeem Olajuwon so far. This is a whole year for some players. 69 points, 12 blocks for Hakeem Olajuwon. Timeout. 1:08 left. Houston by 8. summit as Hakeem Olajuwon. His 44 points is the most ever by a Houston Rocket in a regulation playoff game. He did have 49 in a double overtime game once. A spectacular effort, to say the least, by Hakeem Olajuwon.
So a regulation playoff game means no overtime.
No overtime.
Just
so
in
much
case
for
you were wondering.
Yeah, so much for the strategy of playing Hakeem Olajuwon straight up tonight. 1:08 left. It is an 8-point advantage. Stranger things have happened, folks.
Oh, absolutely. This is a lifetime in this league. All kinds of possessions left.
Something you don't see. Houston came out with 6 on the court. Horry had to take a seat. Portland has to call a timeout. They're going to call it 20, so they only have 2 fulls remaining. Houston with 2 full timeouts. Neither team has a foul to give. I think there's still a lot of time left. Well, you have a tendency to try to go for the 3. You can't do that.
No, I don't think so. I think a 2 is as good as a 3 right here. You want to get a good shot. You need a score. You want to come down and maybe get 1 stop and then start fouling. But Rick Adelman wanted a 2 or 3 possession game. It's a little more than that right now. I mean, he's got himself down 4 baskets. That's a tall order. 1 minute and 8 seconds. A 3 would help. A 2 will help. Anytime, maybe a penetration and a foul, because if you can score with the clock stopped by shooting free throws, that's very helpful in this situation.
Bob Lorenz with Inside the NBA will be on your way next.
You need some kind of a quick move.
Drexler. Strickland. Robinson over Olajuwon. Strickland with the rebound and the putback inside of Olajuwon. Strickland now with 24 points in the ball game, a whistle and a foul on Rodney.
See, I think that's a good foul. You know, the other night in game 1, they had a situation where they let Houston run off 24 full seconds when there was only 48 seconds left in the game. They took the shot clock all the way down, never even got a shot, but ate up some valuable seconds when they should have fouled. Tonight they fouled appropriately.
Strickland 24 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds this evening as Cassell goes to the line. Cassell now with 6 points. You see the timeout situation for the respective clubs. 9 assists for Sam Cassell tonight. That would tie his regular season high and his career high, obviously. 7 points for Cassell, an 8-point advantage by the Rockets. Robinson, oh no, that's not going to go. He wanted a foul, didn't get the call. Now Portland is going to have to foul.
They shouldn't waste any time. They should have already fouled.
They've wasted 12 seconds.
It's the same thing they did the other night. What are they thinking about?
I don't know. They wasted 16 seconds on the shot clock as they were taking time to complain about Robinson's lack of call.
Well, see, Terry Porter is looking at Kenny Maurer, the official, and said, I was fouling my guy. Call it.
Now Cassell will go back to the line, 1+ the penalty.
Terry Porter is a very heads-up player. I would never say that he didn't know what to do in that situation. He was not guarding the man with the ball. He was fouling away from the ball, but he was fouling, and it just wasn't called. But I think you got to get down court in those scenarios, and you got to get right next to the inbound guy and foul immediately.
Cassell 4 of 4 from the line, 9 points for Sam Cassell, and it is a 10-point Rocket advantage. 33.7 left to be played. The playoff history, which Nick, I don't think people realize this is a team that was in the championship finals in '86, conference semifinals last year. The starting 4 have been together 4 seasons. Only time they missed the playoffs recently was in 1992.
It's pretty impressive, but of course everybody remembers the surprise team of '86, the Twin Towers, Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson hits that very off-balance shot to put them into the finals. I believe it was against the Los Angeles Lakers. And, you know, this man, Rudy Tomjanovich, has done a marvelous job with this team. I was talking about the 2-minute management and the difference between what these two teams do in the last 2 minutes of the game. I think a lot of NBA games are won in the last 2 minutes. You have to be able to perform and take things down to the wire and make all the right decisions as a team, as a unit in the last 2 minutes of the game. You know, and for Portland, this whole game, Ron Thulin. It's been a case of too little fire, too late.
We see him try to climb the plateau in game 1 on Friday. Same thing tonight. The hole wasn't as deep. It was only 15, but still getting down again early. Olajuwon not giving up. Playing like it's the first 5 minutes of the game. Whistle and a foul. 23 left.
Houston foul.
And Drexler playfully dunks over Olajuwon.
His ex-college teammate.
The foul was on Cassell. And at the line, it'll be Cliff Robinson, but it was a good night for Cliff Robinson. 26 tonight after that very disappointing showing in game 1, but still, you have to be concerned. Your big star finally comes through with the big numbers, but he doesn't get any help as Clyde Drexler only in tonight. Not a big night for Drexler with 13 points, and this is a career playoff high for Robinson.
I just don't like Portland's energy levels. I didn't like them the first game. I didn't like them tonight. They don't look like they're a happy team.
Houston just trying to run things out. Corp to Olajuwon. Wide out one more. My goodness, what a night. 46 points, 8 rebounds, 6 blocks, 4 assists for Hakeem Olajuwon. The final 5 seconds. That's going to be it. The Houston Rockets are going to go up 2 games to none. As the shot goes down, the 3 will count. The 3 was good at the buzzer, giving the Houston Rockets the 115 to 104 victory. Portland has gotten down 0-2 4 different times in the playoffs. They have won only 1 game. But tonight they were creamed by Hakeem Olajuwon. 5th 40-point career effort in a playoff game, and our Budweiser player of the game. This is a no-brainer. Hakeem Olajuwon, 46 points, 8 rebounds, 6 blocks, 16 of 30 from the field. A number of balls that he was able to knock away as the Portland Trail Blazers were on the break. Just an all-around fantastic effort, to say the least, for Hakeem Olajuwon. What is on the horizon for him? Will it be the MVP? Will it be Defensive Player of the Year? We're going to find that out probably in a couple of weeks. Joining us now is Hakeem Olajuwon. First of all, Hakeem, Portland really came into tonight's game saying we wanted to just play Hakeem Olajuwon straight up. You made him pay for that tonight.
Well, they cannot be right. You know, you have to respect the force.